Hello, Cousin Johnny here. We'd like to thank our sponsors for the Buzzin' with Cousins show. We thank you. Thank you, that garlic stuff. If you like garlic, you're going to love it. Put it on just about anything. That garlic stuff. Tuesday, Alvarado Farmers Market, or go to thatgarlicstuff.com. Thank you. Thank you, Art. I Heart You Candles, located right in front of Fisherman's Wharf. Beautiful hand poured candles. These are very inspirational candles. Call Sherry at 574-9446, right in front of Fisherman's Wharf. They're great. Thank you, Max Fit Meals, 520 Fremont Street. Grab and go healthy meals. They're delish. On your way from home from work, go grab some, heat them up, and fantastic. Thank you, Suds Cyber Laundry, 709 Lighthouse, Pacific Grove. Great modern machines, big screen TV, coffee, and a great friendly staff. Thank you, Suds. Thank you, the Whiskey Club, 425 Alvarado Street. Over 400 whiskeys to choose from. Go in, relax, have a drink. They have a bottle shop. They have room for special events. The Whiskey Club, thank you. Thank you, storyteller, author, and all-around good guy, Tony Albano. Tony has written 3 books, the latest being Cherish, about a New York teenager and a nun find love. Thank you, Tony. And if you want to order the book or find out more about Tony, go to Tony, Tony, Albano, Albano, storyteller.com. Check it out. Thank you. Thank you, sponsors, for the Buzzin' with Cousins show. We thank you. Hello, Cousin Johnny here in Sand City, an artist haven. I'm here to visit my friend Jayson Fann. He's an educator, a musician, and an artist. And I'm here at his, I guess we can call it a studio, and I'm going in right now. Let's go. Jayson.
Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
How are you?
Good to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you for inviting me to
come on
this.
in.
This is really great.
Let me give you a little tour.
That's called Spirit
Nest.
A Spirit Nest.
That's right.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, come in. I'll show
Take
you.
me on a tour.
I'm just getting set up here in Sand City. This yard has been empty for a lot of years, and I worked with the mayor and Marianne Carbone and Vivica, who's the city manager, and they've been negotiating to have me come over and do an exhibition here. So
perfect.
I'm in the process of building this exhibition. Here's a piece that I'm building right now. Let me give you a little tour.
Okay.
We can walk around.
This is really incredible.
So as you can see, this is all, maybe come on this side, you can see, we'll walk around it. This is all eucalyptus wood. This is from some trees that fell down in off the bicycle trail in Monterey. So before they got chipped up, which, there's probably about hundreds of thousands of pounds of this eucalyptus that get chipped every year and taken to the landfill. So I intercept some of it and create some sculptures with it. So this piece here is the first story, and there's actually going to be a second story up there. So I'm building a giant nest up on the top that you'll be able to go up and sit up there. And the Seattle Seahawks Stadium has reached out to me. They want to do like a VIP nest for the stadium.
Oh yeah, perfect.
So this piece might be the one that's going up there. We're still negotiating that. And as you can see, I've been kind of building a little bit of a botanical element here. So the exhibition will have sculptures. It will have, gardens. There'll be some water features, and I'll just walk you guys around and show you a little bit.
I remember a couple of years ago, before the pandemic, you had a nest at the West End celebration
That's
here,
right. Yeah.
and that's how I found out about
Yeah.
Steve
Yeah.
Vagnini. He says you got to see this stuff. I did
Yeah.
okay, and I
I
went.
built that nest across the street in the art park, and then we moved it to the Hawthorne building. And then up here, I'm building another exhibition, but we'll walk around this piece first so
Okay.
you can kind of see all the different sides of it. All my coniflowers are blooming right now. Aren't those gorgeous? These.
Nice. So Jayson, where'd you grow up?
I'm originally from Omaha, Nebraska, and I moved to California as a teenager when I was 15, and I've been pretty much in Big Sur and Monterey most of the last 30 something years. But I've spent a lot of time traveling. Been in about 50 countries in the last 12 years, touring as a musician and doing my art. And so I'm combining music, art, education, and I love horticulture and plants and landscapes. So I kind of weave all those things together.
Well, we thank you for what you do in the community, because I know you've been involved in a lot of fundraisers, raising money for different organizations. So,
That's right.
So we thank you for that.
Thank you. So yeah, come around here. This nest is going to be
something. How long does it take to build something like this?
Well, this piece, I think I've got about maybe 2 to 3 weeks into it. And so there's gathering all the wood, then you have to take all the leaves off.
Yeah.
Then you've got to transport it, and then you have to organize it, and then the process of building is a whole nother process. This piece is not done. This is only about halfway done.
Wow.
And as you can see, I'm incorporating some benches so that you can come in. You want to sit? You go inside?
Yeah. Going in.
There we go. Yeah, so you can sit in here.
Wow. Just reflecting on stuff, storytelling, whatever.
Yeah,
like a magical spot.
My thought for this spot would be that I can start doing some interviews with people in here and do a little bit.
Not going anywhere.
Oh no, this thing. I moved this from Monterey. I built this over on Franklin Street and then lifted the whole thing up, put it on my flatbed trailer, and transported it over here.
You know what I think is great? That you've got you also have driftwood too, right?
Yeah,
Like a tree has gone down and went into the sea. Who knows how long it's been in there? 3 months, 6 months, a year.
Yeah.
And the driftwood, you revive it,
mm-hmm.
and now it's a piece like this.
Yeah,
the tree got a second life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, that really reminds me of this is a drum here also, but you can see through the hole, and we'll go up there. That's a giant drum, and that was a redwood tree that fell down in Big Sur, approximately 2,000 years old. Man, and a lot of amazing pieces of wood like that, they just get taken to the dump or they get chopped up into firewood, and that kind of wood isn't that accessible anymore. So it's very rare to kind of preserve that wood and make it into an art piece that can last over time. I'll take you up there. Let's go check it out.
All right, that's great.
So we'll go this way. Well, first we'll stop here. This is all bamboo that I'm working on staining for an installation. So just across the street in the art park, I'm building a music school and a music program over there. Okay, so there's a 40-foot container. Right now we've got about 50, 60 musical instruments in there, and I'm building a lot of the instruments. And in about 2 weeks, we'll have a full music program. So about 5 classes per week.
That's really great.
Yeah, all different kinds of music, but a lot of it's going to be percussion based because I'm a percussionist and drummer.
An African percussionist. And
well, I went to Afro-Cuban, but I've studied in Brazil, Cuba, Haiti, really throughout Africa, and also classical, more symphonic work as well. And
it's kind of amazing because you've been like African drumming, but yet you'll be with the Monterey Symphony.
Yeah.
Playing what, a kettle drum or something?
No, I play all my own instruments.
Oh, you play all your own?
All my own instruments. So everything I'm playing, almost everything I build myself.
Wow.
I'll take you and show you one of the instruments up here.
This is really great. I feel like I'm in a magical
land. Also this
something.
Beautiful mural was put up as part of the West End Festival. mural festival. So
now this is going to be great for the West End celebration coming up.
yes, my goal is to have all of this really
You're going to be
fleshed out for the West
this
End.
Is going to be.
Now you're talking about
going to go crazy
pieces of wood that come up out of the ocean. So these two pieces here, Doug fir. This is a sculpture I'm working on. This came out of the ocean, and this came out of the Monterey Bay, and it's Doug fir. That's the other part of it, and then this is redwood. These are all smaller pieces of driftwood. So I'm going to be doing like a kinetic, kind of a mobile installation here. So there'll be a lot of pieces hanging, moving. These very large pieces here, the aquarium and the Coast Guard thought that was a whale floating out in the Monterey Bay.
Oh yeah.
And they went out and lassoed it, and the Coast Guard dragged this into the wharf, pulled it out, and they gave me a call and they said, we really don't want to take this to the dump.
Yeah.
So we're going to put it over in this spot and you can come pull it. So they parked it, and I pulled these two pieces, and these will end up getting incorporated into this space that I'm building up here.
Really great.
Yeah, it's an amazing piece of wood, right? Old growth redwood.
I can see some
Eventually it could be a shower or a water feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming down.
Yeah. So this is a redwood tree about 2,000 years old. This came out of the Monterey Bay, and originally started making this 15 years ago. There's a gathering. I was producing the Esalen International Arts Festival. I was the art director at Esalen for quite a while. So I produced a lot of music festivals and events there, and we hosted 13 Indigenous Grandmothers Council. There were like 13 great grandmothers from all different tribes from all over the world.
All over California?
From all over the world. Wow. But yeah, there was 13. So they came to Big Sur, and I made this drum for that gathering. And you can come up. Why don't you climb up here with me? You won't fall. I'll hold it. There we go.
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is.
So you can hear here. And you lift your hands off so you can hear it. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll play a little rhythm for you. You can. So this is actually going to have another head put on the bottom side of this, and then I'll end up suspending this whole drum off the ground. And my percussion scaffolding goes up another 10 feet from here, and then I have all my instruments hanging down. And that's this drum's been in the Oakland Symphony, San Bernardino Symphony, Monterey Symphony. So it's traveled around a little bit.
Traveled around.
Yeah.
That's great.
And when I finish the space here, you can see I'm going to put a roof up here.
Yeah.
And there'll be some water features in here, and I'll build the whole percussion kind of installation in here, and I'll be working on a lot of different sculptures in here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm building another drum. We'll come around here. We'll walk around this way. So whenever I build these sculptures, I'm traveling across the country.
Yeah.
And often I'll see something out in a farm field, and I'll go up to the farmer and say, hey, can I have that piece of wood that's in your ravine? And if you can get it out of here, you can take it.
Out of here,
so here's a piece of cottonwood, and come around this side. These are all sculptural pieces that I'll be working on. I mean, you see cottonwood all throughout the United States, but this is an old one. This is probably at least 500 years old. And then this is a maple tree. This is going to be a drum. Each one of those limbs is going to be a different head of the drum. So there'll be a total of 8 heads, playable heads on this drum. And when you look at it from this angle, you can see it looks like a human heart with all the arteries.
It does, yeah. It really does.
So I'll get inside there with grinders and start sanding it. And underneath this is this beautiful spalted maple. So there was another half of that
Now
that
this was from the ocean. This one here.
no, that's from Kentucky. It's from
Okay.
it's from an old growth forest in Kentucky. It fell down naturally. Yeah.
So you got an eye for it's like you're driving. And you're,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, this is just a small bit. I mean,
wow.
over there, I'll show you another piece that came out of the ocean from the Oregon coast, approximately 5,000 years old. If you can imagine that something 5,000 year old, a piece of wood 5,000 year old, could still be here.
But it's great that you revive it, and the, you know what I mean. It's like it's back in action. You know? This is really incredible.
Yeah, here's a couple of other pieces I'm working on right now, but this piece.
Do you have a crew, or you?
I have one guy usually that I work with,
Yeah.
young Italian kid from New York City,
Yeah.
and his name's Anthony, and he's been working with me for about 10 years. And so yeah, this was twice as big, but this is about 4,000 pounds. This piece. This is a redwood root. So this will end up being a centerpiece of one installation that I'll do here in this corner. And then there's another redwood piece there you can see I'm working on. And I'll be doing some gardens all along the front here.
What a great addition to Sand City, it really is. I mean,
Thank you.
this is like a like going into another land or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, this is just the beginning. Just so in a couple months, you'll see several other sculptures of that scale in here, and you'll be able to walk through and sit and be surrounded with the gardens and some water features. You guys want to check out the music studio I'm working on? It's right across the street.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Let's walk over there. Okay.
I'm just going to encourage anybody that if you've never been to or a reminder, come to the West End, one of the best community events in California, one of the best local events in California.
We got to walk about a block, so you might want to take a break and then cool. Hey, Johnny, have you been to the art park before?
I've been. Yeah.
You've been to some of the events here?
Yeah, one event.
Okay, great. Well, why don't we come on in?
Go in?
Yeah, check it out. So, for the last couple of years, this container has just been a storage back here.
Yeah.
And I talked to the city manager and said, why don't we have an art program? Because they have the first Fridays of every month with live music, and this is all art vendors, and this is all food, and they set up a stage here for live music. So I'm developing this container into a music program and an art program space. So I'll take you in. I got to move a few things out of it because I'm just moving in, but it's just so that it looks presentable. So I'll probably open it up, and then you can.
They're happy to have you here, Sand City. You just turned this into a studio.
Well, I've built a lot of art centers, and so and I've been wanting to do something more local. Do a little bit closer because I'm a grandpa. I'm going to hang out with my. Okay, so you can start to see what's going on in here.
Wow!
Let me open it up.
Oh man, that is amazing.
Hold on a second. It's a little bit. It's still under construction, guys. So.
I want to come in and maybe try. I always want to play bongo.
Oh yeah, yeah. So right now I'm getting everything set up in here, and so we'll be this week. I'll be building the shelving going up here, and I just been setting up this situation over here. And there'll be musical instruments going all the way down this whole wall.
All handmade.
Everything handmade. Like, for example, that sculpture that you saw out in the yard, they look like big whale fins. This is part of that same tree.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so this actually floated up out of the Monterey Bay. And I hollowed it out here. This is this chunk of wood actually came right off of Del Monte Beach. Just a big old log. And I've carved it and carved it and carved it out, and pretty soon this will be a beautiful instrument.
Wow.
Yeah. And the
Nice.
smell of this wood is just amazing. There's another big drum there. You can see with all of the beads
Oh yeah, I
set up
saw
on it.
that.
That's actually a coconut tree, palm tree that was growing over at Middlebury Institute. There was two big palm
Okay,
trees by
yeah.
the community garden that had to come down because they were interfering with the power line. So they let me have that piece of wood, and I hollowed it out, and that's going to be a drum. And then these are all drums that I'm either restoring that are antiques. Like these are some antique conga drums from Brazil, from Cuba. These are some African style instruments. And then I'll have also what I'm going to be doing in here is a lot of history, because when you look at, for example, you've got all of the music that came from Africa to Puerto Rico to Cuba
Yeah.
to Dominican Republic to Jamaica, Trinidad, to the southern states. And there's a lot of history, and there's a lot of these cultural figures that brought this music to the United States. Like these drums here, the bata drums. These were designed by a very famous drummer named Francisco Aquabella, who worked with Miles Davis and Coltrane, and the lineage that I trained under was Babatunde Olatunji. He was a very famous Nigerian drummer, and he worked with Santana and Mickey Hart and Planet Drum and all of these guys. So there's a long line of all of these kind of tradition bearers, people who learned the music, played the music, lived their whole life. So on this back wall, I'll start doing some education things and create a representation of all those different artists.
So not only are you going to get, learn how to play a drum, you're going to get a lot of education out of it.
Yeah, you'll learn the whole
It's gonna
history.
be the history.
Yeah, and that's the fascinating thing. When you look at it, I know you've probably heard of Hector Lavoe and the Fania All Stars. They came up with the word salsa music.
Okay.
These are guys from Puerto Rico who moved to New York, Nuyorican.
Yeah.
And, there was a lot of mixing of cultures there. There was, the Jewish community was interfacing with the Latin community and the Italian community and the Puerto Rican community. And so all of this music was kind of in the jazz, all the jazz musicians. So there's a lot of important history there, and to understand a lot of nuance of, all the confluence of this music. And then even the Brazilian music, with Jobim, and a lot of these people I was really lucky enough to meet and spend time with. Some of them are now in their 80s. Some of them have passed away. So
then I'm about Ricky Ricardo, Babalu. That drum.
Yeah. And Ricky Ricardo, when he was saying Babalu,
Yeah.
And so he's speaking in the Yoruba language.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that when he was saying
I
that.
didn't know that.
Like what is he saying? He's actually speaking in a dialect of a Nigerian language that was preserved in Cuba. So, like the bata drum, being originally from Nigeria, and then being played throughout Cuba extensively. So I'll be having all these classes here where people can.
Right here.
Yeah. So all this will be opened up once all the shelving gets built, which I'll be doing over the next 2 days. And then out in the front here, I'm going to be doing that whole bamboo installation. So I'll be using the front of this building, we're going to repaint it and have like a little botanical garden.
Wow.
Bamboo entryway right here. So all those big wine barrels.
Yeah,
will be planted with the bamboo and then the paint, and we'll do some murals on here, and it will all be part of the cultural experience that we'll be bringing over here.
I'm just so amazed at. I mean, I knew it was going to be great, when we were going to get together.
Yeah.
This has been really great.
Oh, fantastic!
I mean, just everything about it is what you've done, with the community. The drums, the youth.
Yeah, and in this county, I don't know, I've probably had at least 2,000 students in the school system. So I'm looking forward to getting more programs, because Sand City really needs that. I mean, we have Seaside, Monterey, but to be able to provide some stuff out here, I think that'd be really good. So people can come out for this first Friday. I'll have my first open house here.
Okay.
For the First Friday event. so people will get their first peek into the studio once it's finished, and then I'll have a bunch of my teachers and my faculty here,
Good.
so they can come and they can meet some of the other teachers.
One thing about Sand City, they're open-minded they're like a sponge for,
Yeah, they've been very
for
supportive.
artists and music. Look at the murals.
Yeah, I know this is a perfect creative space, and this was my nest building's yard for a while. That nest
Okay.
when you saw at the West End Festival,
Yeah.
I built it right there
Okay.
in the parking lot here. Yeah.
What happened to that net?
It's at the public library in Aspen.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's really great. Just on display outside.
Yeah, they have it. They have a whole series of children's
Yeah, what a great,
children's authors
what a feeling
that are in there, and they
if
do.
you ever go there to go by, and that's my creation. It's really,
Yeah, I have about 20, 30, I can't, maybe 30 pieces now, all over the country.
yeah. This
Yeah.
is, wow.
But hey, it was great to meet with you.
Jason,
And,
thank you
cousin-
so much. And I'm really looking forward to running into you again, because I
Yes.
only live down the street.
Please.
And I'll see you at the West End celebration. I want everybody to mark that on their calendar. August 26th, 27th, the best local event probably in California. All local music, artists. So come on down. Jayson
Your
Fann.
microphone's down there. It's right here.
Oh. Jayson
I hope they
Fann.
can hear you.
Jayson Fann. Thank you for
Hopefully
everything.
it'll pick up mine. Oh, where's mine?
That's okay.
Uh-oh, we gotta go find it.
We're out of here. Have a great day, everybody.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. I love it.
Okay, we had it for at least